So recently, I have been creating numerous videos focused on Adventure Time, where I discuss episode plots and my personal preferences, and I still plan on continuing to do that. In fact, here's the thumbnail for the next Adventure Time related video if you guys want to see what we're diving into next. However, today I had the strangest urge to delve into another one of my favorite television shows, Aqua Teen. So a few months back, I released an updated Aqua Teen Iceberg video, which took about 4 or 5 months to create, and upon its completion, I promised myself that I would not create another Aqua Teen video for at least another year. Although I love Aqua Teen and had a blast creating that video, my brain was fried by the end of development. However, I lied. I want to spend this video discussing the plot of what I believe is the weirdest episode of the series, which says a lot considering the fact that basically every episode of Aqua Teen is just downright peculiar. It's like a fever dream, but in a good way. But this one episode in particular is just fucking bananas. I'm talking, of course, about the season 6 episode, Fry Legs. If you've seen this episode before, then you already know what we're about to get into. But if you haven't already, well, spoiler alert, it's freaky. So without wasting any more of your time, let's just jump right into the episode. So our story begins at the Aqua Teen's residence, and sweet merciful Buddha, what the hell happened to Frylock? The man has attached legs and mannequin arms to his body, and he's also sporting what appears to be hair from an elderly man's head. Although it's not confirmed to be hair from an elderly man's head or anything, it just looks like old man hair to me. Maybe it's cat hair, who knows. Wait a minute. Earlier in season 6, during the episode Chick Magnet, Frylock is seen using the Insano Step machine while upside down and using his fries as legs, which was a scrapped concept for the character since the beginning of the series. And I guess it's worth noting that he is seen using his fries to dance with Neil in the film Plantasm as well, but that obviously came later on. I mean, you would think Frylock would just use his fries as legs for this episode, right? I mean, then again, continuity and Aqua Teen go together like peanut butter and razor blades. The Frylock attempts to draw Shake and Meatwad's attention, but fails because they're super engrossed in watching Top Chef on TV. So Frylock just yells, "God damn it, my legs! I got new legs!" Which prompts them to turn around with Shake uttering the line, "Whoa, looks like Jesus is pissed off at you, buddy." I don't know why, but that line just always gets me. Meatwad then questions the whereabouts of Frylock's fries, to which he explains that sometimes he just takes them out, which is a goddamn lie. The doorbell rings and Frylock tells the two to basically take a hike, and when Frylock opens the door, we are greeted with a nameless computer repair woman who was called to the residence by Frylock to help fix, in quotes, his computer. During their small talk, Frylock offers her wine and attempts to be flirty, but ultimately fails when the computer repair woman just shows zero interest and instead proceeds to focus on her job. Oh my god, smooth Fry man. So Repairwoman heads to the back to find that the computer is just unplugged again, revealing that she has been called to the house several times by Frylock in the past. Obviously, Frylock is using the computer is broken excuse just to see the woman and talk to her because he has a bit of a crush on her, if you can call it that. Frylock tries to make some small talk, asking how the Repairwoman's boyfriend Ray is doing, to which she asks how he even knows about Ray. Oh god, this is just getting awkward. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment right now. So it just gets to a point where the woman becomes very uncomfortable by Frylock and his forwardness that she decides to bail and offers to send him an invoice. Poor Frylock. God, it must be hard being lonely. Don't worry, I completely understand that. But also, poor computer repair woman who doesn't have a name for some reason. Jesus Christ, it must be very uncomfortable working for clients who are only interested in sex. So Meatwad and Shake return to the living room to poke fun at Frylock and his failure. You know, I think Meatwad says it the best. He's just not into you. And when Frylock asks, "Oh yeah, then why does she keep coming back?" Shake replies with, "Because you keep paying her $87 to turn on your computer." I think the reason why this episode feels so peculiar to me, personally, is because the roles of the group seem to have been inverted. Kinda. Normally, Frylock is the most intelligent and sensible of the trio, while Shake is the troublemaker who causes most of the problems in each episode, and Meatwad is carefree and easygoing. However, in this episode, Frylock's behavior is erratic and reckless, while Shake and Meatwad appear to be the most sensible ones. Don't get me wrong, Shake isn't acting like a normal, responsible adult, but compared to Frylock's actions in the episode, Meatwad and Shake look like saints. This is such a departure from the usual dynamic we are used to seeing, as Frylock has never really been portrayed as this wild and unpredictable in the past. He's had some insane moments, but I don't remember him ever being this much of a psychopath. Anyways, later that evening, Repair Woman is seen having a conversation with her husband Ray about the altercation with Frylock earlier while enjoying some Chinese food. But that delicious chow mein is about to get crazy because uh-oh SpaghettiOs, here comes Frylock stomping through the restaurant. Frylock then introduces himself to Ray.
So much about you through conversations I've recorded with hidden microphones, but that's not important.
So Ray confronts Frylock and warns him to stop making Repair Woman uncomfortable or face the consequences. In response, Frylock explodes Ray in the midst of a crowded restaurant, causing chaos as everyone screams and flees in terror. Jesus Christ, that is brutal. Repair Woman cries before abandoning the restaurant as well, while the distant sound of sirens can be heard. Frylock then abandons his robotic legs and arms, grabs a handful of Ray's bones and organs with his fries, and flees the scene. That's so sad. Can you imagine working a traditional garbage 9-to-5 job in order to take your girlfriend out for Chinese, only to be blown up by a giant floating box of fries? What a terrible way to go out. So Frylock quickly skedaddles back to the house with a bloody trash bag full of Ray. That's a sentence I never imagined myself saying. The doors are locked, the lights are off, and Shake and Meatwad begin to ask Frylock how his date, in quotes, went. Did he get to second base? Did he get a good night kiss? Are those leftovers? No, and technically yes. Frylock then takes the bag to his room and begins to lay out Ray. Wow, that's another sentence I thought I would never say. While doing so, he leaves a voicemail for Repair Woman about how sorry he is and demands that she pick up the phone. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs again! It's George Lowe and the NJPD, and they are hungry for Frylock's ass. The police arrive at the house and question Shake and Meatwad about a person shown in a photograph or a sketch, which oddly resembles Kanye West. And that's really funny to me. Meatwad identifies the person as Frylock. The police request Shake and Meatwad bring Frylock to them, to which Shake and Meatwad eagerly request to ride in the police car, play with the siren, and play with the officer's gun. When asked if George Lowe was carrying spray deodorant, he replies with yes, and sprays some into their faces, and well, as you can tell, that was pepper spray, boys. They got you baited. The police then demand that the guys retrieve Frylock or they will get a search warrant and bring them both to jail for harboring a fugitive. Meatwad then calls for Frylock, but Frylock doesn't emerge from the back of the house. Instead, it's Ray. Okay, it's Frylock, but I guess he threw his brain into Ray's body or whatever. He did some sciencey black magic sorcery stuff. The police show Ray or Frylock, I'm just gonna say Ray Frylock. The police show Ray Frylock the sketch and ask if he's ever seen him, to which Ray Frylock replies with, French fries? That's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to date a man with a French fry head? George Lowe quickly tells Ray Frylock that that wasn't his question. Frylock then tells the cops that the man in the sketch doesn't live here and just takes off, while spilling organs all over the floor. Well, that's hot. Meanwhile, the Repair Woman is admiring a gorgeous sunset all by herself. Now, I must say, the art team did a phenomenal job creating this beautiful background as well as some others that are yet to come. Oh, wait a minute, Ray has appeared! He's alive and is ready to move forward with Repair Woman. Well, she thinks it's Ray. We know it's not Ray. Repair Woman obviously in shock that Ray is alive, in quotes, despite being blown to bits in the Chinese restaurant by Frylock, but seems pretty ecstatic. That is, of course, until number 1. She notices that Ray's voice isn't the same as before. Number 2, he now sports a giant cowboy hat in order to protect and cover his brain. And number 3, when he breaks his legs and falls to the ground after trying to propose to her. Repair Woman also begins to have flashbacks to moments with Frylock whenever Ray Frylock says stuff like, give me a hug, I'll do anything for you. That kind of sounds like Batman. Birds start pecking at Ray Frylock's brain while Repair Woman explains that she can't really marry him because she would have to take care of him forever since he just tore his leg off trying to propose. Ray Frylock tells her that he can build new ones. And suddenly she confesses that she now engages in, well, let's just say the hibbity-dibbity with animals, which is disgusting. Frylock remains unfazed and takes responsibility for it, suggesting that they seek counseling. But then she also reveals that she is a Chud, or a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller, and sunlight triggers her transformation. Now, Chud, for those of you who don't know, is a horror movie series from the 80s about beings that were once human but have been mutated by radioactive toxic waste and are now hideous flesh-eating creatures that prey on the homeless who live underground. However, given the recent drop in the underground transient population, the creatures have resorted to coming to the surface through sewer manholes to feed. Now, I do know that Matt Molero is a fan of horror films, so I'm willing to bet that this little reference was his doing. It's just so random, but super hilarious. Anyways, Frylock suggests that they live underground, but she refuses as it would affect her chud-like qualities. Frylock doesn't comprehend, which infuriates her, causing her to scream about his lack of attentiveness. So then she runs away, and Frylock goes home to inform Shake and Meatwad that he's single once more, and asks Shake if he knows anyone that's single, to which Shake states that he does. However, he was thinking about dating her. We then cut to Shake opening up a manhole out in the street and shouting, "Hey, I'm having computer problems. Want to get naked and do it?" So then computer repair woman or Chud appears from the sewer, grabs Shake, pulls him under, and attacks him, creating a geyser of blood. And that was Frylegs, one of the weirdest episodes of Aqua Teen to date. Frylegs is a insane episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. The episode really puts a strong focus on Frylock and reveals a totally different side of his personality, which is, well, being a total psychopath. This episode almost doesn't feel real to me, like the plot really just reminds me of a twisted creepypasta or fan fiction story. What makes this episode even more bizarre is the fact that Carl doesn't make a single appearance at all. You know, one would expect him to maybe hit on the computer repair woman or be the one killed by the Chud at the end of the episode instead of Shake. But much like the inside of a person's rectum, this episode is full of many twists and turns. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's enough. And just to clarify, when I describe this episode as strange, weird, peculiar, I don't mean it in a bad way. I think Frylegs is a good episode. It's just incredibly crazy. Random piece of trivia for you guys, but Frylegs isn't the only episode where the computer repair woman makes an appearance. In fact, she makes a couple of brief non-speaking cameos in the episodes Freedom Cobra, Merlot Sauvignon Blanco, and The Greatest Story Ever Told. Anyways, Season 12 of Aqua Teen is just on the horizon, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Dave, Matt, and the rest of the crew are cooking up for these next 5 episodes. If there happens to be another episode in the works where Frylock is just bat insane, then I welcome it. Like Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed, once said, "With arms wide open." But anyways, that was today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new around here. Click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Follow me on all of my social links and join my Discord server. Links are in the bio below. Have a great day, everyone. And remember that Frylegs is really weird.